Does a fish have a personality? A fish with a personality? Hey guys and girls, welcome to another Catch of the Day. It is April the 7th. We're going to be looking from the book of Galatians. Go eat popcorn, Galatians. Galatians 5:22-23. The Spirit produces the fruit of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do we all possess that fruit? The Spirit produces that fruit. All the Bass Pro Shops have huge fish tanks with all kinds of fish. We've got a large fish tank in our Jimmy Houston outdoor store on Lake Tenkiller also. We've just put a few new fish in there the other day. Went through that tank, cleaned it all out. I didn't do that. Richard and the guys down at the store did that. Cleaned that tank all out. And I think we've got a couple, 2 or 3 big smallmouth. We had a big old fish the other day, 1176. It would have been great to put in that tank, I guarantee you. And in that tank, it's fascinating just to sit and watch those fish. Whether you're in all the big Bass Pro tanks or the big Wow Museum over there in Springfield, it's got huge, gigantic tanks with all kinds of freshwater and saltwater fish in them. But it is fascinating just to sit and watch. I have people come into our store and just sit there for ages and watch those fish. It doesn't take long to realize that fish, just like people, have their own personalities and their own behaviors. I think I mentioned it before that Chris caught the largest bass ever in a Bass-A-Gal tournament, 12.62, caught on Lake Fork on a Jimmy Houston spinnerbait. And that fish, Jamie came down there with a fish tank, and we put that fish in a big fish tank, carried it back and put it in our fish tank there in the Jimmy Houston Outdoor Store on Lake Tenkiller, a 12.62 pound bass. 1262 is like 1210 is exactly what it is. 12 pounds, 10 ounces is what that is. And that fish lived in there for several years, and somebody brought a male bass in, a male, not a female, a male bass in that weighed just a little over 6 pounds, put it in that tank. That was the meanest, snarliest, old, dirty male bass I've ever seen. That thing, he started killing and attacking every fish in there, and before we could get him out, he actually killed, we call that fish Burma. Chris's real good friend, our real good friend Burma Thomas, Burma was her partner that day when she caught that big fish, so she named the fish Burma. Now, both of them threw a lure at that fish. Well, actually, both of them threw a Zara spook at that fish, and the bait was coming in. Fish blew up on a big giant shad. The Zara spooks was like hitting each other as they would turn back and forth. And the fish didn't hit either one of those Zara spooks. So Chris, after one cast, Burma made another cast for the Zara spook. Chris picked up a rod with a spinnerbait on, throwed it out there where the fish was, killed it, and let it flutter down. It got 4 or 5 foot down. That big fish got hold of it. So she named the fish Burma. I don't know if she did out of meanness or out of kindness. Only time will tell. Anyway, that's all that big fish. But that 6 pound bass killed Burma before we could get it out of the tank, before we get it out there. It was a shame. It was really a shame. I've often wondered why some Christians who possess God's Spirit don't often exhibit the fruit of that Spirit. And what was that fruit that they should be exhibiting? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I wonder why we're not happy all of the time. Maybe it's because we're so concerned about our own little wants and needs that we can't let the Spirit blossom. We're so concerned with our own wants and needs that we can't let the Spirit blossom. If we will just think about others more than we think about ourselves, the Spirit might blossom in us, which will produce all of those fruits hanging on that fruit tree that the Spirit produces. Maybe Satan is attacking us. Maybe he's attacking our attitudes to keep us from the Spirit's fruit. Whatever the reason might be, I'm going to reach up and I'm going to grab some of that fruit today. Here's our tip for the day. Always change all your boat batteries after every single use. one of the, always charge, I'm sorry. Chris corrected me there. Did I say change? I didn't say change. It's a good thing I've got her out here helping, Always charge your batteries. My buddies over at O'Reilly Auto Parts, they use Superstart batteries. They thought, yeah, Jimmy, always change your batteries after every use. Always charge all your boat batteries after every use. They're still not going to like it. They went from loving this tip, now they're going to hate it. Because one of the things that ruins boat batteries is leaving them in a down position. As a matter of fact, it'll ruin your batteries in your car, in your motorcycles, in your four-wheelers, in your tractors. It'll ruin your batteries and everything by leaving them in an uncharged position, especially during winter time. The time that O'Reilly Auto Parts, and they make the best battery made, a Superstart battery, the time of the year when they sell the most batteries, they sell the most batteries in the springtime right after a cold, hard winter. And you know why? We leave a lot of our vehicles, a lot of our boats, a lot of our tractors, even some of our cars, sitting for the winter, and that battery runs down, and once it gets in a down position, it sits there. The cold's not hurting it, the fact the battery's dead sitting there. So you get ready to start that boat or that motorcycle or that car. A lot of people up north have really nice cars they drive in the summertime. They put them in the barn or in the garage. They don't even start them in the wintertime. So I'm going to say this tip again real quick, and we'll say it correctly. Always charge all your boat batteries after every use. First thing I do when I come in and park my boat, no, it's not vacuuming and wipe down the boat. Chris does that the next day. Is I always plug them in. I use built-in battery chargers. I recommend it for everybody. If you don't use built-in battery chargers, have your battery charger right where as soon as you back in, you'll see it. Remind yourself, plug that thing in. Most of the battery chargers that we have now have a maintain function on them, so you can plug them in, leave them plugged in. Don't have to worry about it. Used to, you couldn't do that. Now you can plug them in, just leave them plugged in until you get ready to go fishing the next time. That's our tip for the day. Always charge, not change, your boat batteries after every use. All righty, I'm going to go out there and grab me some fruit today. That fruit's going to be love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. If we can only pick one or two of those off a tree today, you're going to have a good day, and everybody around you is going to be happier too. Guys and girls, go out there and have a great one. I love you.